Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be reviewing a session from the Arizona State University Global Silicon Valley Virtual Summit. It was wonderful. Let's get into it. The session that I'll be reviewing today is entitled The Power of Career Development to Create a More Effective, Efficient, and Equitable System. And really, all we're talking about here is how can we really bridge that gap between education and the workplace? And so that's why I found this so very interesting. Bill Simons, who is the Executive Secretary for the Coalition for Career Development at Arizona State University, he started out the panel. He was also the moderator of the panel. And his introductory comments were very interesting and very encouraging. One thing that I really appreciated was the fact that he talked about a need to shift the culture in education. I'll let him explain what he meant.
And the vision statement says the Coalition for Career Development is committed to making career readiness the first priority of American education. This is really a call for a major culture change in education. We're calling for moving away from the intensive overemphasis on standardized testing and more towards an individualized approach where we help each student figure out what their talents, abilities, and interests are, what career might work for them, and what the best pathway is to pursuing that career. And we feel that this approach has enormous potential to improve education.
So again, I agree with everything that Bill opened with. And as I mentioned, he talked about a shift in culture in education. The one comment I have on that is how do we do that? How do we shift the culture in education? And so I got to thinking from a corporate standpoint, culture can change in a number of ways. And I was thinking, are any of those ways applicable to education? So as a mental exercise, I thought, okay, do any of these ways corporate culture can change? Could they work with education? And just as a mental exercise, I chose number 4. So for example, what if the customer's requirements changed? Could that change the culture of education? For us to do this mental exercise, we'd have to say, well, if education is a company, just say, who would the customers be? And in all reality, it would be us, the corporations who are hiring the students that you produce. And so it makes sense to really pay attention to what corporations are asking for. So if you take a look in some of these headlines, note how corporations notice a tremendous lack of soft skills, workplace skills. When we talk about soft skills, we're talking about mindsets, attitudes, habits, qualities and traits. All those soft skills are something that the customer wants, corporations want. So perhaps culture could change in education if companies continue to not pressure education, but continue to let educators know we really need these soft skills. Please include them in your formal curriculum. So again, the main point I agree with Bill very much so. There needs to be a change in culture, educational culture. And perhaps one way that can happen is if businesses take a more active role in saying, hey, we also need to include these soft skills in education.